Hi, this is Brett from SRmoto, and I wanted to do a quick video introduction and project bike update for one of the latest bikes we've added to the shop. This is our brand new 2021 Honda CRF300L dual sport project bike. I just picked this bike up within the last month or two. I'd had one on order for quite a while. It finally came in, and I've got a chance to ride it a little bit here and there. I think I've got roughly 350 or so miles on it so far. So I've started to kind of figure out, what the bike needs and what kind of upgrades and modifications we want to do to it. So I thought it'd be a good time to do a quick video, kind of walk around the bike, talk about what we've done to it so far, and then also what we've got planned for it in the future. And what I'll do is I'll put links in the video description down below to our online store where all the parts and accessories that I talk about in this video are available for purchase. So once you're done watching the video, definitely check that video description for the links to the store, and then I'll also put links to our blog, and then also to the project bike page on our website where you can get more photos and information about this particular project bike, and also a list of all the upgrades and parts that we've installed. All of the parts that I talk about in this video are going to work on a 2021 and up Honda CRF300L, as well as the CRF300L Rally. And most of the parts will also work on the Honda CRF250L and CRF250L Rally, since the bikes do share some parts. The 300L is mostly a brand new bike, but there are some parts that work on both the 250s and the 300. So what I'll do is I'll kind of just walk around the bike and talk about what we've done so far to it. The first thing we did is install a set of handguards. You'll notice we still have the stock handlebars on the bike. I wanted to get some handguards test fitted on the stock handlebars at first, because I know a lot of our customers don't want to mess around with, replacing the stock handlebars unless they absolutely have to. So for now, we still have the stock bars on. We are going to upgrade to aftermarket aluminum bars here shortly. So probably the next video I do, I'll talk about, what we did as far as upgrading the handlebars. So what we've got installed is a set of Zeta Armor handguards. Now these are probably our best-selling handguard overall. Sell a lot of these for the various dual sport and supermotos that we kind of specialize in. They fit this bike pretty well. I was pretty pleased with how they went on the stock handlebars. Now, getting these installed on the stock 300L handlebars is not quite as simple as on most bikes, and that's because on this particular bike, Honda put some handlebars on it that have threaded inserts in the very ends of the handlebar. So the handlebars are not hollow-ended, which is what most bikes have. So you do have to do like one extra step to get handguards installed. And I've done a separate video on the channel that's just specifically about handguards for this bike. And I'll link to that in the video description down below. That I go into more details on what you got to do to get handguards installed on this bike. Now that's the standard CRF300L. From what I understand, the CRF300L Rally is a little bit different. It's got handlebars that have bar end weights installed inside the handlebar, and you do have to remove those before you install any type of handguard. So just an FYI on that. So again, these are the Zeta Armor handguards. You can get the main part of the handguard, which is the aluminum part, in a couple different colors. You can get them in anodized black, anodized titanium gray, anodized blue like you see here, and then anodized red. I thought I'd go with blue on this bike, something a little different. I thought it looked really good with the red plastic and the blue in the graphics. But it's kind of nice. You can, kind of do different colors on these. And I've actually installed sort of 2 different color combinations on the bike just for now, just so I can show you what the different colors look like. So the aluminum part obviously is the main part of the handguard, and then these will also come with handlebar clamps. You can either get those in the 7/8 inch size or the 1 1/8 inch size. Now this bike does have 7/8 inch handlebars, so we've got the 7/8 inch clamps on it right now. But if you've upgraded to oversized bars, you'll want to do the 1 1/8 inch clamps. And screwed to the front of the handguards is the optional Zeta XC plastic protectors. Now these you can get in a bunch of different colors. You can get them in white, black, red, blue, or yellow. So I did white on this side just to kind of show you what it looks like. I think the white looks good. There's quite a bit of white on this bike, and the white handguards sort of stand out, you know, when you're going down the road, so a little bit more visible to traffic, I think. And then red is also popular because it obviously matches the plastic on the Hondas. And those simply screw right to the front of the handguard. The handguards are pre-drilled and threaded to accept the 2 screws that hold these XC protectors on. Now, one other option with these, you'll notice there's a little slot in the plastic protector. That's for the optional LED turn signals. So if you want to get rid of your stock turn signals, you can have them integrated into the handguards. I'll kind of show you real quick on our CRF300L project bike. We do have these installed. So I'll just kind of show you what they look like when they flash. It's a really popular upgrade on these. A lot of customers choose to do this since you can get rid of those big bulb type turn signals on the front of the bike. We've got them installed on, you know, quite a few of our bikes here in the shop. Okay, so that's the Zeta Armor handguards. Next up, I'll talk about mirrors real quick. We did replace the stock mirrors. The stock mirrors on these bikes are, you know, functionally they work pretty well, but they're basically a street bike mirror. If you're going to do any type of off-road riding, definitely recommend, you know, installing some sort of off-road, some sort of mirror that's more for off-road riding, that's going to be a little bit durable. The problem with those stock mirrors is they're a fixed mounted mirror, and they're threaded into the stock clutch and brake perch, and that can potentially do some damage on the brake side where, you know, it's threaded into the same part where the front brake master cylinder is. Now, if you were to drop your bike or crash and hit those stock mirrors on something, they could bend or even snap off, potentially do some damage here that could be sort of expensive. So we always replace the factory mirrors on these dual sports because it seems like they always come with some sort of street bike mirror. So we've done the double take enduros on this bike, and we do have a package deal where you get a pair of them. You know, you can replace both of your stock mirrors. You can also buy them individually, you know, if you just want to go with one mirror for the left side. Now, the advantage to these is there are multiple pieces to the mirror. You've got the ball stud, the ram arm, and then the mirror itself. So there's multiple pivot points on these. So if you hit these mirrors on something, they're going to just bend or kind of move out of the way rather than, you know, hopefully they won't break or you know, snap off because of those pivot points where they're just gonna kind of spin or rotate out of the way if you hit them. So definitely a lot more durable than a fixed mounted mirror. The other nice thing about them is you don't need any type of tools to install them or remove them from the bike. So, you know, a lot of our customers will ride these bikes to the, you know, ride them on the street to the motocross track or to the ORV park. And when they get there, they don't need mirrors anymore if they're just going to ride the trail. So you can real easily take these off the bike without any type of tools. Just twist that knob to loosen the ram arm up. They'll come right off. You can toss them in your tank bag or whatever. And then when you get ready to go home for the night, put them back on, adjust them, tighten that knob up, and you're ready to ride on the street. So just really good for that kind of stuff. You can also fold them down. You know, I've seen some customers will fold them down along the top part of the handlebar just to get them out of the way when they're riding off-road and they don't really need a mirror. So just a real nice sort of flexible mirror that's going to be very durable as well. So that's the Double Take Enduro mirrors. Foot pegs. We did replace the stock foot pegs. You know, Honda, that's kind of one of the places that Honda really cut corners on the bike. They put a real cheap set of foot pegs that are sort of, you know, prone to bending. If you hit them on something, if you hit them rocks or tree roots, they'll bend very easily. But the other problem with them is they're very narrow. They've basically got a 40 millimeter step width. So these aftermarket foot pegs are much wider. What we've got here is the Zeta aluminum foot pegs. You can get these in anodized red or anodized black. These have a 57 millimeter step width, so they're quite a bit wider than the stock pegs. And they've got 3 rows of cleats on them that are threaded into the aluminum that are going to give you a lot more traction compared to just the 2 rows of teeth on the stock pegs. Real simple install. They go right back on reusing the stock foot peg springs and pin kit. So that's the Zeta aluminum pegs, and again, they're available in anodized red or black. I also installed another set of foot pegs on this side, just so give you another option. This is the DRC Ultra Wide. Again, it's got a 57 millimeter step width, so it's wider. And it's got 3 rows of teeth on it, so a lot grippier than that stock foot peg. Now these are made out of steel, and they've got a really durable black finish on them. Real simple install, reuse the stock foot peg springs and pin kit. So DRC Ultra Wide and Zeta aluminum. Okay, what's next? Levers. Replace the stock clutch and brake lever with our Zeta pivot lever set. These come in a clutch and brake lever set. They're much shorter than the stock levers. You know, those stock levers, especially the clutch side, is super long on this bike. These are 3-finger design, so they're shorter. And these are adjustable for reach. You'll notice there's a little nut and bolt right there. You use that to adjust the reach in and out, so you can kind of adjust it to your hand size. That's a really nice feature of these. You know, the stock levers do not have any type of adjustability to them. These are called a pivot lever because they pivot forward. If you hit them on something, they'll pivot and hopefully prevent them from breaking or bending. Now that's less of a issue if you have handguards on the bike, so hopefully the handguards are going to protect the levers, but just in case, these are a pivoting style lever. Real simple install. They're designed specifically for these bikes, so they go right on just like your stock levers do. So that's the Zeta pivot lever set. This is going to be kind of hard to demonstrate, but I've replaced the stock headlight bulb, which is a halogen bulb, with an LED headlight bulb from Cyclops. These are really nice because they're a lot brighter than the stock headlight bulb, which is kind of that yellowish color, and it's just not very bright. This is a much whiter color and a lot brighter. So you're going to be more visible on the street during the day. And then also if you ride at night, it'll light up the trails and the street a little bit better than that stock headlight bulb. So definitely check the Cyclops LED headlight bulb out if you want a brighter headlight. Real simple, you know, it installs, it's an H4 type bulb, so it installs just like the stock halogen bulb. Tank bag, giant loop buck and roll tank bag. I use these on pretty much all of my dual sport bikes. It's a smaller tank bag than some of the other ones on the market, but I kind of like that because it kind of stays out of your way and allows you to kind of move around the bike. You won't even really notice it's there. It's still big enough to hold, you know, your cell phone, your camera, your keys, your wallet, stuff like that. Now the nice thing about it is it comes basically 2 parts to it. You've got the harness that straps onto the bike and it stays there. And then the bag zippers to the harness. So, if you need to take the tank bag off, like if you're going to go in the store or restaurant, you can unzip it from the harness, take it in with you, and then when you come back to the bike, zip it back on and you're ready to go. So just a really nice tank bag overall. I think one of the better ones for these dual sport bikes. So that's the Giant Loop Buck and Roll tank bag. We also replaced the stock front brake pads with some Galfer sintered pads. You know, the brakes were definitely kind of a weak point on the bike, I thought, right off the bat. So I wanted to at least get the front brake working a little bit better, and just upgrading to that sintered front pad really helped the front brake. Bedded it in really good and got a lot better stopping power out of it. We're going to do some Galfer rear pads here at some point as well, and then we're probably going to do Galfer braided stainless brake lines too. But definitely front brake pad upgrade is worth it. Zeta engine plugs in red. And I think that's about it for upgrades so far. We get a lot of questions about the lift stand we use. I'll just mention it real quick. This is the DRC lift stand. Real simple to use and works really well on these dual sports. You basically just slide it under the bike, push down on that foot pedal there, and it'll raise the bike up and locks in place. And then when you want to set the bike back down, you just release the locking mechanism, stick your foot under that pedal, lift up on it, and it'll drop the bike down real slowly. So if you're looking for a lift stand for your 300L, definitely check out that DRC lift stand. And again, I think that's all we've done so far. So now I'll kind of talk about some of the other upgrades we plan on doing here shortly. We're going to replace the stock taillight and fender area, fender thing that hangs off the back of the bike. 12 O'Clock Labs is working on an integrated taillight kit and fender eliminator, so we're definitely going to grab one of those right when it's available. Not sure if I'll probably use it as the integrated turn signals, but we also might go with some external LED turn signals to kind of get rid of these bulb type turn signals, but we might just use that tail light as an integrated tail light with the integrated turn signal, so that way we don't need these external ones. On the front, we're going to get rid of these turn signals, and we're going to do the integrated turn signals in the handguards. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to upgrade the handlebars to aluminum handlebars. I'm not sure which ones yet, but stay tuned for that. At that time, we'll also do Pro Taper pillow top grips. We're probably going to try out, when we get those handguards or the handlebars swapped out, we're probably going to try to replace the handlebar clamps for the handguards with these front mount triple clamp mounts for the handguards, so stay tuned for that. We're going to upgrade the chain to this DID that we use on all of our bikes, the 520 ERVT. So that'll be probably going on at the first service. When we do that first oil change, we're going to install this Zeta oil filter cover, the anodized red one. Tires. I'm going to get rid of the stock IRCs and go with these Michelin Anarchy Wilds. I've used these on a couple different bikes and I really like them. It's a 50-50 tire, so it's good, 50% street, 50% dirt. And I used them on a WR250R and thought they worked really well. So those are going to go on at the first service. I've got a Seat Concepts comfort seat on pre-order. We'll definitely be putting one of those on. It's going to be, their comfort model, which is wider than the stock seat and definitely be a lot more comfortable. I've got a Yoshimura RS4 slip-on muffler on pre-order, as well as the full exhaust. So we'll be doing that. And then at some point, a Power Commander or EJK or JD Jetting EFI controller will be available, so we'll be doing one of those as well. Obviously, IMS gas tank, we're going to do one of those here at some point when they're available. Skid plate, probably something from Moose Racing or Flatland Racing. Cargo rack, we'll be doing one of those. And then also some luggage, a tail bag, some side bags, stuff like that. Zeta's coming out with they have a heel guard for the top of the swing arm. We've got some of those coming, so that'll go on there. They also make a chain guide in red that we'll replace the stock chain guide with. So lots of plans, also suspension. We're hoping to do some race tech stuff once they have it available, because the suspension definitely needs upgraded. And I think that's it for now. Again, check the video description down below. I'll put links to the Project Bike page and our online store where all these products are available for purchase. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Try to check those. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. You can also email us at sales@soloracer.com. And again, I think that's about it for now. Again, it's our 2021 Honda CRF300L dual sport project bike. Stay tuned for more updates. Until next time, thanks for watching.